I'll be honest with you, this will probably be the easiest and the shortest State of the Music address that I have ever done, and I've done this just about every year that the channel has been active. Usually what this does is establishes a theme for the year itself and also discuss where music itself is. But we're going to do that in the flip-flop fashion. We're going to talk about where music is right now, and then we're going to get to the theme. So music in 2016 was probably one of the best years that we really had, not only on this channel but in heavy metal music to begin with. The top 50 list of 2016 was a very competitive and very compelling roll race that easily could have been expanded to a top 75 or a top 100 if there had been a little bit more time really available to me in the month of December. It was one that its competition actually bred a lot of conversation based off of a lot of the albums that were left off the list. And these weren't just normal, folks that were trying to promote bands that they really liked that didn't necessarily make it to the top 50, to that hallowed pantheon. It was instead a lot of legitimate contenders that unfortunately were just left off the list because of the sizable advantage that this year has had over years previous. Now, another thing that certainly did affect that a little bit is the wealth of music that was discussed in 2016. In previous years, I had talked about usually somewhere between 110 to 150 albums in a 365-day calendar year. Last year, though, with the addition of series such as 5 recently released albums, as well as a wealth of different things that were recommended, either that or sent by individuals within the Cover Killer Nation, last year we reviewed or talked about in some way more than 300 albums and disclosed many recommendations, 50 in just 1 month in December alone. If you haven't checked that out, there will be a link to that playlist at the end of this video. It's certainly something that you should examine. So what does this mean for 2017? It does have some relatively large shoes to fill. While I don't think we're going to see something as large as a new Metallica album, there is a new System of a Down coming in 2017, and albums from Creator is going to be able to match Phantom Antichrist, Pain of Salvation, as well as many, many others to start off the year. I still think that 2017 has the opportunity to really be all about the youth movement, all about the younger bands, those that are only 2 or 3 albums in and really starting to steadily move their way toward being the next generation of heavy metal elite. That's something that we saw a little bit in 2016 with some of the inclusions that you saw on the end of the year list. And we've also seen a couple bona fide rookies once again produce an album that was so good that it landed them directly smack dab in the middle of potential immortality, with groups such as Astronoid, either that or an Abstract Illusion, landing themselves on the list while they were still extremely young into their careers, with one of them being their debut and the other one really being their first full length but not their first full release. This is a year that has that great potential to be very similar in nature, that we're going to be talking about a lot of new names that perhaps would not have emerged or even been on our tongues 1 year ago, let alone 1 month ago. The projects that are being founded or preparing for their debut releases no doubt are vast and many. And as the year progresses, there's going to be more information that will be shifted not only to me, but based off of that, to you, which will hopefully make 2017 a year that is all about growth. But considering themes, growth is a great theme that we can use for the wealth on the majority of 2017. 2016 was certainly a challenge a little bit for me, sort of really showcasing that really life is ever-changing. It's not something that always remains static. It's instead a very kinetic beast that can change by the moment. The Getting Things Off My Chest series was one that was able to describe that a little bit more, and I continue to do that, or at least a pledge to do that here in 2017, to give you a little bit more inside information about the man behind the sunglasses. Also, with the wealth of brand new series that debuted in 2016, growth will certainly come in the form of, essentially, second seasons. 5 recently released albums will get its second season starting either at the end of January or the first part of February, and we'll resume the 5 Reasons series really within the same time frame, unless, of course, we decide to bump that up to a little bit earlier in January. It all depends whenever the urge really comes, either that or the right story comes along. Speaking of stories, we will continue to do news, and the growth will also come in the form of channel equipment. Hopefully that will also lead to growth both in sound quality, video quality, and overall production value, something that has certainly been talked about by many people in 2016, something that I certainly have not ignored, and something that the Cover Killer Nation fundraiser right now for equipment is aiming to address. This is something that we've done over the course of the past couple of months, and it's one that is already halfway to its $1,000 goal. There's a link in the description box below if you wish to contribute to this and get us closer to that goal. That way some of these changes can become a reality even quicker. But this is also something that's going to lead, hopefully, to growth within the channel, which means that there will be new ideas and new options available. Perhaps different places where we can stream, or things that we can be doing while we discuss music, whether it be playing some games or just doing something that's a little bit creative. Something that gives us a little bit more interactivity, something that gives us a little bit more connection. Basically, the theme is very simple for 2017. Music is going to grow right along with us, so we should grow together. I want you guys to grow along with me, and me along with you, and hopefully by the end of 2017, not only will the growth lead to more subscribers, to more views, to basically Cover Killer Nation and our community going to the next level, but also that we will emerge from the end of 2017 as a very close, tight-knit community that communicates quite a bit, that hangs out quite a bit within streams, that supports one another, and aims to really do all the things possible in order to really promote our own projects from within, while also helping one another gain that gift, which is music. What are your expectations for 2017? What do you think that this year will hold? What are you excited about? Let me know in the comments below. As Cover Killer Nation, I am saying to you, very simply, Happy New Year. I hope it's one that brings you a lot of great joy and a lot of growth within your life, considering we're going to be growing quite a bit right here. Take care.